There we go. Hi! Welcome to Something to Talk About, the show where everything's made up and the points that matter. That's right. The points are like every season of Game of Thrones after season 5. Deal with it. Deal with it. Show died with Tyrion. Or Tywin. Fight me. Anyways, welcome. This is the first live show I've done in so long. I kind of forgot how to do it. It was in April, right, Jekka? Was that our last one? That was our last one. That was my last one, too, the one you were on.
March.
End of March. Yeah, end of March. All right. So this is Jekka, and this is Joe. Me and Joe have been in the same group chat for like half a year, and we never do shows together. So let's do this.
Well, let's go.
Yeah, he's the guy who I have a group chat with everybody in it but Joe, and all we do is make fun of Joe.
Oh, damn.
Kidding. I'm joking.
I didn't get an invite to that one.
What are we gonna say? Yeah, no, it's named "Don't Invite Joe."
Well, that must be why I didn't get an invite. That makes sense.
No, all right. So what I did a couple weeks ago for a couple weeks was I came up with a 32-person Song of Ice and Fire tournament, and then I had everybody vote on it. So this is not us deciding who will win. So if you're watching this, we have this huge tournament, and we're going to go through it. We're going to say who we did vote for or who we thought. And but really, as the tournament progresses, it's progressing via the poll that went up a couple weeks ago, not us. Right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everybody? We're just going over the results of a tournament.
Oh, wrong.
You guys good?
Results.
Yep.
Some of them were a little goofy.
I have thoughts.
Okay. So let's look at how it started out. So we had the whole first round. Do I have to go over every single fight? Let's go over each fight when they pop up. So the results of the first half were Jaime Lannister over Daemon, the Rogue Prince Targaryen. Duncan the Tall in my Tall match beat the Mountain. Strong Belwas in my Pit Fighter match beat the Biter, or just Biter. Robert Baratheon in my Usurper fight beat Daemon Blackfyre. Oberyn Martell, we'll get to it, beat Loras Tyrell. The Hound beat Garlan Tyrell. Both took Tyrells out right away. Jeez, I thought they were going to be my Owen and Bret Harts, but they were not. They did not last. And then Qhorin Halfhand beat Aemond One-Eye. That was my, maimed people fight. And then Lyn Corbray beat Shagwell. And we have the results. Does anyone want to say anything before we get the results? I don't know how I'm doing this yet. We haven't really came up with what the format will be. But
I don't know, I'm just here.
I'll toss this up. You're right. You guys can interrupt. So how do you feel about Jaime beating Daemon Targaryen? Jaime beating Daemon Targaryen with 63% of the vote. Does that make sense to you?
No.
You think Daemon had a chance?
Yes.
Dirty. I agree with this one. Sorry.
Me too.
I mean, Jaime Lannister was listed as one of the 10 greatest swordsmen in the history of Westeros.
Yeah. The only thing and again, this is Jaime with a hand. The only thing I would give Daemon is he's got Blackfyre. Or not Blackfyre, sorry, Dark Sister. He's got a Valyrian steel sword. But, so, I think it's going to go to Jaime. But I'm glad we have a disagreement right away. So, check it. Is it just because you are into Daddy Targaryen? Daemon the Daddy? Is that what it is? Okay, well, this is about sword fighting, not who is the hottest.
Oh, okay, I'll go.
Yeah. All right, Duncan the Tall beat the Mountain with 60%. This I was surprised. I thought the Mountain was going to go a lot. The fact that the Mountain didn't make it out of round 1 really surprised me. So Duncan the Tall. This is my tall guy fight. All right, what do you guys think of that?
I agree.
I don't know. Duncan the Tall was very sloppy comparatively from what they say. He was a lot more of a lucky fighter at times than a good fighter. But I mean, he's a beast.
He used his size, but can you use your size against somebody your size?
Right, who's faster than you.
Yeah.
The mountain's pretty quick.
Yeah.
And he's well trained.
Reach. Well, that's it. Trained or not, for the last 17 years, he's been just slaughtering people.
Like villages.
That's all he does.
Like entire armies.
Like Tywin just is like, I got nothing going on. Gregor, go and burn something.
Smash his kids' skulls and shit. He's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about the Mountain just because you can't really go far without starting using words that we literally just say the first letter of them now. You can't like he is just an awful, awful monster. Yeah, there is definitely a chapter in Clash of Kings that's like one of the hardest ones to listen to, where they're just talking about something that the Mountain's doing to this village, and you're like, oh my god, I want to vomit. That's a bad one. Hey, Dave! Sometimes you get around one matchup that could have been the championship. That is actually true. I'm not so far saying that Gregor could, the Mountain should win the whole tournament, because I do think that there are better fighters than him. Like, he literally lost in a fight, right? And if Oberyn wasn't too busy doing kayfabe and trying to get the fans going, he would have died. Or he wouldn't have died. But I do think the Mountain should have beat him. So I'm disagreeing. Yeah. So then, wrong one. Then we had Strong Belwas easily beat Biter with 81%. So Strong Belwas, who can't beat honeyed locusts, somehow stomped with 81%. Good old filed down teeth Biter. How do you feel about that one?
I like it. I like Strong Belwas. And I'm disappointed that you didn't use the picture I suggested.
I can't even remember which one you suggested.
Iron Sheik.
Oh, Iron Sheik as
because in my head he sounds like Iron Sheik.
You're right, a one's a win. Yeah, so Jojo Rabbit, how do you feel about Strong Belwas just 81%?
I mean, it makes sense.
But Biter's terrifying.
Yeah, but he's terrifying to normal people. But,
I guess. But I mean, think, if you started at age, 5, fighting other kids to death, and you somehow make it to your 20s, that is insane. Like, he lived a life of hell. Like, he's literally a monster. He's got to be good at what he does. But, yeah. I had a poll, like, who do you not want to run into in a dark alley? And I'm pretty sure Biter won it. Because it's like, yeah. He does have a better PR team. Plus, he has a better squire. Because his squire is Barristan frickin' Selmy.
Yeah,
and a better name.
Strong Belwas. Bobby B. Baratheon beat Daemon Blackfyre. So I like this one because it's my usurper fight. But of course, if you're paying attention, only this guy actually won his rebellion, and this dude didn't. So I didn't
Bobby B was a fucking monster.
Yeah.
Like, he was a big... He swung that. He's like John Henry, like Paul Bunyan. He's out there just chopping people.
Bobby B. But the B actually stands for beast.
Yeah, Bobby Beast. Yeah, this one, I think it's a closer match. Didn't it actually go close? I don't think it was a complete stomp, was it? 77. All right, it was pretty close. But knowing how well Bobby B did the rest of the tournament, I'm like, okay, I guess I didn't realize how many King Robert stands we had. But Joe, you cool? You disappeared on me.
Sorry. My dog was scratching at the door, so.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for being a professional. All right. That was a really good reason to leave. Thank you. I was like, what are you doing? You're like, being really good. Oh, okay. Sorry. All right. Here we go. So this is one of many Oberyn stomps. Oberyn Martell did oh my God. I got really over him. I wanted him to lose because of how well he was doing. So Oberyn Martell absolutely stomped 92% over Loras. I said Oberyn Martell? Yeah, over Loras Tyrell. I think this is ridiculous. Okay. Oberyn can win. I'm not going to argue that Oberyn doesn't win. But Loras is still a top tier freaking fighter. He's still a tournament winner.
But the thing is, it's not a rate these people. It's one versus the other. So if you think that Oberyn would win, then that's just that many people think Oberyn would win. I think the biggest
You're
thing
using
is
the Rotten Tomatoes argument.
No, well, yeah, but also Oberyn's style of fighting is so well suited to go against these armored knights
of one-on-one fights. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, it's just the way that his entire fighting style is. It's meant to go through armor and around armor, whereas they are all just swinging swords at each other.
92? All right. Okay. I guess you're right, but like Alt Shift X did a video that everybody hates. So if I was talking about some Fire fans out there, I'm sure you know Alt Shift X, but his top 10 fighters of all time, he had both the Tyrells in it, and he didn't have Oberyn, and everyone freaked out. And then Alt Swift X, the version of him that isn't him, constantly makes fun of Alt Shift X over like, you didn't even have Oberyn in this thing. But yeah, like both the Tyrells but no Oberyn. So that I was at least like, then Loras got to get some votes. Like this is a close match. In my mind, it was a close match, but
I mean, it's not that it's not a close match. It's just that I think Oberyn would win.
And everyone thought Oberyn would win.
Yeah.
It's not a close match.
It is close.
He's not even the best. Well, yeah, but Garland's he's not even the best drummer in the Beatles. That's what you just did to me. Oh, hey, Jamie Lee, need to pop in. Definitely can contribute votes. No, you did vote in all of them. You just voted off names. And so many times you were like, oh, Shagwell, that's a great name. He's a murderer, R-wordist clown. And you're like, never mind, I'll vote for the other one. So you just voted off it.
Yeah, this isn't Felicity Shagwell.
Yeah, not Felicity Shagwell.
This is a different movie.
But thank you for your votes and thank you for jumping in. What'd you say, Jekka?
Shag very well by reputation.
Yeah. Imagine Shagwell saying that.
Shagwell,
like
Shag great.
Shag very well by reputation. Oh, God, I can't wait to get to Shagwell. He was my dark horse. He didn't make it out of round one. The Hound easily beat Garlan Tyrell. I just wrote the other Tyrell with 83. Okay. Garlan is definitely a better fighter than Loras. This one, I feel more is fair just because I do consider the Hound. I don't consider the Hound like a top tier. I consider him like top 3. Like I think of the Hound as easily one of the best fighters. Like period. Like literally, I think of him up there with Jaime and Barristan. Like I just do in my eyes, but. It's because he's never had an issue. He's never fought anyone besides somebody who's waving a flaming sword in his face when he's definitely afraid of fire. Like, he's never fought anyone that he's stumbled on. And even that guy, he killed. And again, we're taking out the Brienne Hound fight because that's show only. But in the books, he beats his brother in book 1. The only reason he doesn't beat him is because Robert Baratheon says, in the name of your king, stop. And, like, dude just handles people. I don't know. I think the Hound is criminally underrated, so I'm really glad that he demolished. Thoughts?
I agree the Hound should have won, but I have Oberyn above the Hound on my fighter list.
Okay, well, wait until we get to Lucamore Strong, and you'll see how quickly he lost. He was my only Strong, too. Dave
Belwas.
Oh, yeah, I guess. All right, that was his joke. I get your joke now, Dave. Thank you.
It's funnier when I explained it.
Yes. Well, sometimes it's not that it's funnier. It's just sometimes it's necessary for somebody to need to explain something to me. I'm a dumb. All right. Qhorin Halfhand barely beat Aemond One-Eye. This one was one of those where it was flipping back and forth. So this one really could have gone either way. And I'll explain later why this is funny. But yeah, our one of our few Targaryen princes who made it in barely got beat by Gerald Gerald Hightower pretending to be Qhorin Halfhand. I'm kidding. That's actually a fan theory. It's so nuts. The fan theory that Gerald Hightower and Sir Arthur Dayne survived the Tower of Joy, and Qhorin Halfhand is Gerald Hightower and Mance Rayder is Arthur Dayne. That's one of the most influential.
There's somebody else too.
Is there another?
Yeah, I don't remember what it is.
Oswald Went is Craster or something. I don't know.
No, it wasn't Craster. It was like another.
Anyways. Yeah, this is definitely it. Well, a lot of these I think are Any Given Sundays, but the problem is, of course, this isn't a debate. This is a lot more of a, no offense to, like, I'm not trying to insult my own thing and insult how everybody voted, but a lot of this is a popularity contest where people are gonna vote for Oberyn because they love Oberyn, clearly, like, because he's such a fan favorite. Of course, the fan favorite.
I just think his fighting style versus
he is good.
Those are the land, like, it's just a different style of fighting. So the heavy
Qhorin
weapons,
was
the
went.
armor. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Joe.
No, you're fine. It's just I feel like his style of fighting, like I said, it's just better against theirs, more stubborn, more.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you're got an 8-foot axe or spear with poison at the end. That's kind of like beep beep boop.
Yeah.
Hey.
And it pierces through armor. Like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Oh, he fell over. Did I already win? Hey, I already won. And how's it going? This is one of the people who comments on my stuff who I don't know personally. Man, it's a big day when a YouTuber starts to be like, hey, I didn't go to high school with this person. I've never done shows with this person. That's awesome. One of them. All right. Lyn Corbray beat Shagwell 77. Oh, were we done with Aemon One-Eye and Qhorin Halfhand? Jekka, did you have anything to say? I didn't ask you about it. No?
No.
Are you sad that
I didn't do my research?
Yeah, but you know who Aemon One-Eye is.
Yeah.
And you're sad that anime villain lost?
Yeah.
He barely lost. And we'll get to Qhorin because Qhorin actually has tricks. Yeah, he's got Vhagar. He's got Granny Vhagar. Somebody goes, does he get to use Vhagar? What kind of dumb question is that? Does he get a nuke? Yeah, why not?
Sure.
All right, Lyn Corbray, who is probably one of my most, this is probably my most obscure fight, right? Like Shagwell and Corbray, like two non-show characters. But, of course, Shagwell, who I've done a video on, watch it, like it, comment, tell him I sent you to my own thing. So he is the crazy jester fool who is a complete psychopath. I love his weapon because he's got the 3-balled flail. How, like, that is a devastating, like, if you know how to use that, like, that is a scary, to me, like, that is, like, just a chaotic, scary weapon. And then, good old Lyn Corbray does rock a Valyrian steel sword. And speaking of Kingsguards, he did kill different Martell with it. I can't pull it right now. The one who's, oh, God, somebody's going to tell me. But he killed a Martell during the Battle of the Trident. I can't talk. Somebody else talk. What did you guys think of Lyn Corbray versus Shagwell?
I think that it's the right thing that happened. I mean, you're talking about somebody carrying a Valyrian steel sword, trained to fight his entire life. Versus a psychopath with a flail. You know. There
was some good arguments in the comments where people are like, he does have some really crazy feats. Like Shagwell does like help Jaime, like holds down Jaime when Jaime gets maimed, and like he does do stuff, but and also he's killed by Brienne. It wasn't like he got washed by a scrub. Like Jekka, how do you think? How do you feel? Do you think the mop flopped the correct way here?
Yes. Also, I did not remember these characters.
I think my daughter is knocking on the door. That's funny. All right. You didn't remember Corbray at all? Oh, yeah, he's awesome. I love Corbray. Lady Forlorn is the name of that sword. But yeah. Okay. Well, that was first half of round one. See, we're moving through it. It's going faster than Geek Gauntlets. All right, and so we got. I don't even know why I'm showing this because I'm just gonna go over the results here. So that's really dumb. So right away, Barristan the Bold, Barristan the Badass, Barristan the Arstan Whitebeard stomped Crispy Cole, good old Christmas Cole, just absolute stomped with 92%. That is one of the worst Kingsguard of all time versus one of the best Kingsguard of all time.
Kingmaker?
Yeah, Kingmaker versus Kingsguard. I think Cole is a lot better than people are giving him credit for, but I think he's just, you went against Barristan Selmy, what are you going to do?
Barristan Selmy's top 5 all time.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
top 3.
we all hate Crispy Cole. He's the worst.
Remember, Crispy Cole did beat Breakbones, Harwin Breakbones Strong, and he also beat Daemon Targaryen. Like, he's got some really big names that he's taken down. But is it just because it's Barristan the Bold?
It's my seething hatred for Crispy Cole for me.
for good old Rice Crispy Cole.
Hate him.
Yeah.
So handsome, though.
He's one of the most vile characters in all the lore, easily. This chick wouldn't bang me. Millions will die in this war.
She wouldn't walk away from her crown to be with me.
Looks like I'm going to crown this psychopath. What?
Just
I mean, I've had bad breakups, but I've never,
He couldn't let it go.
Yeah, apparently.
They hooked up one time. He's like, oh, but my honor. But my honor.
I do like in like my head canon that like it just was really not that good. Like she would have did it if he could handle. Like she's like, I'm not throwing it away for that. Keep that by myself.
First time.
It wasn't Crispy's first time. What? He was like a knight. Never. You don't think that he's
an honorable man. He would never.
Whatever. I so sorry, wrong one. So all right, so 92%. You guys find that just? I think that's a little overkill, but
I just think that it's like before. It's just that most people lean that way. It doesn't mean that it's a giant gap between the two. It's just a definitive gap between the two.
Okay, I think you're starting to make a little bit more sense. It's easier when I actually listen to what you're saying. I'm kidding. All right, now this one actually, I think this is the first one that I 100% disagree with. Like I probably disagree with Duncan versus Mountain, but I think Khal Drogo beating Jorah Mormont with 77 is an outrage. I think Jorah Mormont maybe isn't top 5 or anything, but he's an extremely competent fighter, and he also beat just one of the Blood Riders. Like he had no trouble killing a freaking Dothraki, like one who probably is right up there with Khal Drogo. And also, we've never seen good old Khal Drogo. That's one of my favorite pictures of all time. God, I love that man.
I love that stash.
It is one of the sexiest things that somebody drew ever. Like I would eat food off those abs. I would. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, Khal Drogo totally should have won. I agree. Sorry. Now I'm no longer. Yeah, this picture is insane, but
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. But I think that Jorah should have won. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think Jorah. It would have been. See, it's one of those ones that are really coin flip for me because it's really who connects. Whoever lands first. Drogo is pretty elusive. You saw it when he was fighting. He's just, he's a beast. But Jorah's more well trained, and he was a knight.
Yeah,
and
a good knight.
Yeah, damn good knight. Oh
yeah,
he just did some bad things.
Yeah, well,
love.
It's sometimes when your chick's like
happy.
are you gonna keep buying me stuff? And you're like, we live on a place called Bear Island. It's named after one of the animals here. Like, we're not really big. And then she's like, shh, can I get more diamonds? And he's like, so I sold a couple poachers. They were bad people.
Bad guys.
He was turning a negative into a positive, and Ned Stark, who we will all agree is one of the biggest villains of the entire books. I will make a Ned Stark. It's bad, and this is why I bid one day.
Too honorable.
Yeah. Although I never make negative, bad, evil.
I mean, he is a little negative, but I mean a little too honorable. That is his negative side.
Yeah.
But Ned Stark cannot be evil.
He's
too
I know.
Honorable.
You're already clicking it. I didn't even make the video yet. See, I got one of them. All right. All right, we'll move past Khal Drogo somehow sneaking by that win. Arthur Dayne beat Aemon Dragonite with 75%. I'm glad Aemon got at least 25 here. And again, this is another one where I thought it was. So there's Aemon, the most feminine picture of Aemon ever, versus Arthur Dayne. I knew putting Arthur Dayne in what he was going to do, but I really thought, like, Dragonite, if anyone's going to take him, it would be the legendary Aemon the Dragonite.
It should have been Barristan the Bull versus Arthur Dayne.
You have to save that fight, man. You can't
gotta work
that
for
out. Yeah, you can round one. As you can see, I put them right next to each other for a friggin' reason, so I could get it. That whole top quarter, that Selmy bracket, it's like Kingsguard and like Brienne. that is a terrifying corner. I think this is the most scary corner we got. But
yeah, it's a gauntlet for sure.
Yeah. So let's talk about Aemon the Dragonite. So he is so legendary that when people bring up legendary knights like Simeon Star Eyes or Jonquil the Fool, or Jonquil's who's the fool? Florian the Fool, like these people who are like characters of legend. People say Aemon the Dragonite, even though he's like 40 years ago. Like he's somehow that mythic. So I thought maybe he could beat Arthur Dayne. I think getting 25%, I did good. I think Arthur Dayne's just gonna go to Stomp Town with most people.
I mean that space sword.
Yeah, he's got a space sword. What?
He's basically a Jedi. I mean,
yeah. He's got freaking Sokka sword from Avatar: The Last Airbender. He's literally got a meteor sword. Yeah. My space sword. Jekka, how do you feel about Dayne versus Aemon?
I just don't get it. I just don't get why you all love Aemon or Arthur so much. I just don't get it.
Because he's Sword of the Morning.
I just don't get it.
You don't get the hype?
I don't get it. No.
I am the hype, yells Arthur Dayne from the crowd. Okay, you're gonna anger a lot of people with saying you don't get it. Brienne of Tarth beat Great Jon with 63. Great Jon made a great showing here. I'm really proud of Great Jon. He still lost, but like
he's getting the biggest participation trophy out of everybody.
Yeah, because I couldn't think of another person. I was like, I don't know, screw with the Great Jon. I thought that was a fun one. So nothing here, just good job, Great Jon. Thanks for showing up. Is that all you guys got?
I mean, Brienne is Brienne is like a renowned fighter. It's not even like she's a beast.
Even when Jaime won't call her by her actual name, he's like, did she just win because I'm famished? Or she might have actually been able to beat me. Like, he even admits it when he hates her. He's even like, well, she might actually beat me. And that's the most vain dude in Westeros when he still had two hands talking. So, Jekka?
Only woman in the bracket, so double votes from me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was really
there's not a lot of women fighters.
I almost put Obara Sand, because I think she's the most fighty of the Sand Snakes. But we just don't see her fight enough. Like, even in the books, she doesn't have any real wins. So, and in the show, she cheap shots Areo Hotah, which is one of the worst moments of the entire show. But whatever. Maybe she did. The Sand Snakes are kind of hard to tell apart in the show. Anyways,
Because they all look the same.
well, because they're not. They don't have different personalities in the.
All women just blend together to him. Jekka.
All women look the same to me. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Jeez.
There's the one that said bad pussy.
Yeah, and then there's the other one.
This is the other one.
And the rest. Okay, this one totally shocked me, actually. Because I think, you want to talk about hype? I think Rhaegar went way too far in this tournament. I think Rhaegar beating Jon Snow was really, and the fact that Rhaegar doesn't stop here. Like, he has a run. You know, like, Rhaegar can't even win anything. All he ever won was of like a bunch of jousts against Kingsguard who can't even knock him over because they have a sworn oath. And then he played a harp. Talk about a hype. Arthur Dayne doesn't, like, you want to talk about hype? Rhaegar Targaryen. I think Jon Snow should have totally won this.
My dog's name is Rhaegar.
If I apologize, then can you move on subjectively? If I
don't like Jon Snow.
I know, and you're not a fan of Jon Snow. But
Jon Snow's a good fighter, but he also loses a lot.
Name one time besides when he gets mutinied that he
lost.
Well,
when they let him, they let him win. But when they first went to the Wildlings, when they had him kill him, he would have lost that fight easily, handedly, but they let him win. Jon Snow gets a lot of things handed to him more than he actually fights and earns them. He gets saved by people. He gets...
I think, all right, now that I'm not just going to yell at you, I'm actually going to think about it. Rattleshirt, who was actually Mance Rayder, beats Jon. But Jon is also really good. But I don't think Qhorin Halfhand let him win. Honestly, I'm gonna completely believe that. But without the use of Ghost, he wouldn't have won. Because Ghost is like yanking on Qhorin during the fight and like attacking him, and then he gets into like pretty much cheap shot him. And that's what everybody. I still can't find my Rhaegar. That's what everybody says, like, during when it happens, too. They were like, oh, so he warred and got him killed? Maybe I don't have Rhaegar. Yeah, whatever. I guess I have to find my Rhaegar picture.
You want me to pull a picture of my dog?
I mean, if you're going to be really quick with it. Oh, I would have to download it. Oh, my God. I'm not going to do it. I that's, like, the one I didn't do. I had to download 32 pictures, and I freaking missed one. I knew I was gonna. I'm a failure. All right, Syrio Forel. So this is one of those I don't have a theme. I just had two characters left. So the first sword of Bravo, Syrio Forel, took on freaking flaming sword, Beric Dondarrion, dead man. And what was the result? It was that's not the right thing. That's round 2. Now I'm giving spoilers. Where's it? All right. Beric. There. So Serial 53. So this got really close. How do you guys feel about first sword versus flaming sword? 53%. So Beric almost flipped this.
That's super close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the fact that one can come back to life over and over again is a little unfair, but
I think that's a testament against him. He's the only homeboy in the fight in this whole tournament that's died like more than once.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he dies because he's running right at people. He's just fuck it.
If you can't beat the Hound with a flaming sword, like.
I know, I do think Syrio wins this.
Beric uses fire. It's super effective. Hound wins, though. Yeah, I was curious of adding Syrio at all because we've never seen him actually fight with a metal sword. So we don't actually know how well he does. But
he's the first sword of Bravos.
You know how I became first sword? Because you're a really good fighter? No, I was like, that's a tomcat. And then I got the job.
Found him.
Yeah. I just wanted somebody to know this was a cat. I'm the Sea Lord. Fight me, guys. You voted for me. Did they vote? I don't even know how Sea Lords work.
Well, it's a lord, so probably not.
Good point. You're like, this is a feudalistic society. Are you an idiot? You're right. I am an idiot. I totally was.
A little democracy.
Yeah. So Syrio won with 53. I think I did have to write as a caveat, like, has a real sword, just because I knew that was going to come up. All right. King Jaehaerys versus Lucamore Strong. I was a huge fan of this fight because Lucamore was King Jaehaerys' Kingsguard member who, like, big, serious fighter. This is Jaehaerys, by the way. And this is, we really need more art of Lucamore Strong. All right, that's all.
Maybe just a higher def
image
of some sort.
This is like the best I can really get of Lucamore. But Lucamore Strong, I think, is a really awesome character. I did a short on him, but he has like a bunch of wives and a bunch of kids, and he then gets sent to the wall after he gets gelded. Ouch. Youch. But Jaehaerys, like, I wish that Jaehaerys just like, all right, cool, trial by combat, let's go. Because I would have loved to see that fight, because it's like he loved Lucamore Strong, and then Lucamore Strong, like, totally betrayed him by having this second life. So it was like his poster boy being the worst of them, and he felt like really personally betrayed. And man, I just like the storyline behind this fight. If I'm a fight promoter, this is Rumble in the Jungle. That's all I'm getting. You guys got anything on young old King Jaehaerys versus Lucamore Strong?
Jaehaerys became old
with his tackles. Lucamore might have. We don't know. Turns out
Jaehaerys is one of the few kings in Westeros who got old. that says a lot about him.
Yeah. Not only that, but he became king at like 14 or whatever, and then like makes it to like 80. Like, holy crap, that's a run. Jekka, any thoughts? I know you've listened to all of Fire or read all of Fire and Blood because I made you, so I know you know these characters. I did. I said you have to.
No, I did it because I was like, I need to know what happens next.
Yeah.
With House of the Dragon.
Yeah, you went right through during House of the Dragon. Yeah, I remember that. How do you feel about this fight?
Who won again?
Jaehaerys did.
Oh.
With 56. You're down for Lucamore the Lusty?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The seed is strong, if you know what I'm saying. All right, then the final fight of the first round was my fight of the axes. So it is Victarion GreyJoy versus Areo Hotah. I thought this is one of the most balanced fights I have. Like, I think this is a really good. This is a really good fight. And Victarion, snakes it. I don't even think I wouldn't call this a huge win, but 64%. I'm with it. I think Areo just like destroys a member of the Kingsguard, like Ares Oakheart, like it's nothing. Like he like parries up with an axe and chops the dude's arm off and kicks him over and then just kills him. So, but Kingsguard members kind of suck.
Some of them.
Oh my god, did I just spoil a chapter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, she's in the middle of that book. I'm really sorry, Jekka. I wasn't thinking about it.
Okay, that's what I get for jumping into a discussion on the whole book series when I haven't finished it. So,
are you on that chapter? Are you on Queenmaker? Oh, that was like, yeah. I'm sorry. You're like, cool, thanks. Next REN chapter, I'm gonna know how it ends. All right, sorry about that. But Victarion, as I was gonna say, has like that crazy burned dragon hand
or whatever.
Yeah, he's all freaking demonic and rocks that axe. I don't know, man. Victarion.
Well,
awesome. I'm glad he makes them run.
So, have you read the released chapters, the Victarion
Yes.
chapters? Is that what you're referencing? Because are we including unreleased material?
He has the dragon hand in Dance of Dragons.
Yeah, man.
That's not just a unreleased thing. He does have it because Makaro. I'm giving more spoilers for Becca, but
I was just
Makaro
asking
does.
If we're using, all of
it. Doesn't it suck that one of the best chapters in the entire books is an unreleased chapter? The Forsakens, like one of the best chapters of the entire book, and it's not even out. Like, we don't know. Maybe he's just gonna delete it. And it's not gonna be in there, and it's so good. But no, I guess not. But he still has a crazy dragon hand in there.
Yeah.
Before, and him killing the dude in the Shield Isle, who's like a trained knight who kills somebody on his way, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, excuse me," and just takes it down. I think Victarion's
the GreyJoys have always been good fighters.
Yeah.
Nobody ever said that the GreyJoys were weak and feeble kings.
Well, I mean, Dalton the Red Kraken's like 15 and like destroys half the world. He just goes out. They're like, yeah, he came back after murdering thousands of people, and he has like 47 salt lives. It's like, how does homeboy sleep? What? He's like 15.
That's how.
Boundless energy.
Yeah, no, for real. All right, so that was all of round one. So there you go. Yeah, I was trying to make this an hour thing, but I don't think it's gonna be. So we're moving right in. Yeah, so round two is gonna go quicker. So these are all around two. Yeah, so we had Jaime Lannister just take it down Duncan the Tall right off the bat. How do you guys feel about that? I think it makes sense. I think Jaime Lannister should just be able to handily beat Duncan. I'm sorry.
I think so, but the funny thing is,
it's only 59.
If the Mountain would have won, people would have voted for the Mountain over Jaime Lannister.
Which is crap. So, I think Jaime just stomps Mountain. Yeah. But I also really wanted that fight. Jekka, are you mad about something?
No.
Oh, you're like...
Oh, I just rested my arms.
I'm just resting my bitch face.
So, I mean,
wait, what? Sorry.
It's just the way my face is. No, it was really close and, like, understandably so.
I'm not calling you a bitch. I'm resting my ugly face. I just have a normally weird face.
It's cool.
I also think I have a bitch face too. Because people think I'm angry all the time. They're like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Nothing." They're like, "Well, you look so angry. What are you thinking about?" I'm like, "I'm thinking about food. I'm just hungry. Like, I'm not even thinking about anything."
I'm angry at the fact that there's not food in front of me.
I'm also just like a guy who like forgets to breathe. So I like have big sighs out of nowhere. And my wife, like her mom would passive aggressively do that. If her mom's mad, she would just like, so I'll just be watching TV with her and I'm like, and she's like, "What?" I'm like, seriously, nothing. Like, you want to know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about how that bird outside looks really cute. Like, I was like, nothing. I forget how to breathe.
Just decompressing.
All right. All right. Bobby B easily beats Belwas with 81. How do we feel? How do we feel, guys?
I'm fine with it. Bobby B is the only one who actually wants to get out there and fight. And most of these kings are like, Bobby's like, "Yo, let me go smash some people with a hammer, drink some wine, and, find my way.
Smash some chicks with the hammer."
The hammer is my penis.
Yeah, I knew if I didn't do it, somebody would. Oh my God. How has that not been a meme? Where it's just him and then it's what's his name from freaking Dr. Horrible going, "The hammer is my penis." Oh my God, that's messed up. Yeah, I think Belwas being a pit fighter and also Belwas is it's so funny because his whole thing is like he's an idiot, but he's so smart in fights. Like the couple fights we've seen with him, he's like 3 steps ahead, like he's really like 3D chess. Like the champion, a Marine who keeps jousting towards him and he just keeps sidestepping and like dodging it, and then finally he just cuts the horse's legs and then just goes and like, I think that Belwas is definitely a really good fighter, but it's Bobby B. He's like,
A man swing a hammer like people swing swords.
Dude. In a spiked hammer. Like, it's a show only scene. But
although another incel.
Oh yeah, he's definitely an incel.
Strong on the incel energy there in his early years.
Oh, absolutely. That would be so much better if it wasn't for these women ruining my life. Oh, shut up, Bob.
It's like, oh, let's start a rebellion. Why? He took my girlfriend.
Yeah. I'm going to murder everyone. Why? Because the chick who probably didn't like me probably left with somebody who she did like. All right, so that was it. So let's talk about Qhorin before, right? So if we flip back to first round, I wish I labeled these. This is what I'm struggling with. Why I keep putting them. So 54% Qhorin Halfhand wins, right? So he barely sneaks by the One-Eye, and then he beats the freaking Hound with 67 or 76. I think this is an outrage. I like Qhorin Halfhand. But you just told he barely gets into round 2, and then he beats the Hound in round 2. Wow.
Once again, if the Hound had lost, I think that Qhorin Halfhand would have lost. No, I mean the Hound would have lost the first round.
Who was it? Garlan? I don't think Garlan would have. I think Garlan would have got 2% against Qhorin.
But I think either one of them would have beaten Qhorin Halfhand. So.
But they didn't.
I know.
But
I mean,
Qhorin two-fingered his way through.
In world.
Oh, yeah. I think I don't know. I think the Hound losing to Qhorin after Qhorin barely made it past anime villain. Insane. Jekka, what do you think it is?
I have no thoughts.
You have no thoughts on Qhorin, two-finger half-hand versus Sandor, the Hound.
Like I said, I don't remember who he is.
You don't remember Halfhand? Oh my god.
You don't remember the Hound?
You don't remember the Hound? Like a dog?
Yeah. Joe, did you know about all the people who ship Sansa and the Hound?
Yes.
It weirds me out. So I was looking for just a picture of, I typed Sansa fleeing King's Landing because I was trying to get a picture for an Oswald Kettle Black show I'm working on. It doesn't matter. Every picture, I didn't even type the Hound. I didn't type kiss. I didn't type anything like that. I showed Jekka, but every picture was this like love art of like these really tender, not hideous looking Hound like holding her hand and embracing each other with Sansa. And it's like, who ships these guys?
Disgusting. Where are these fanfics?
Yeah.
Ew, where are
is that
they?
what people call it? San? That's the ship name? All right, I love that name. San's great. But I don't know. I didn't know anyone shipped them, and it completely mind-boggled me when I saw it. I was like, this is a ship? Holy crap. All right, we're moving on. That has nothing to do with anything.
I understand it.
What?
I understand it.
You understand it? You're into burn people? Because clearly you're Sansa in this year. You got it. You got our boy in here. All right, sorry. I'm not even going to explain that joke to people. Okay. So, I was looking at the wrong thing. Qhorin didn't beat the Hound.
Oberyn beat the Hound.
Qhorin beat Lyn Corbray. Cool. Oberyn beat the Hound. Oh,
that makes way more sense.
That makes way more sense. I screwed it all up. Where were you guys on that one, caddies? Not you, the audience. All right, I was looking. That's what Qhorin and Oberyn look way too close, and they were both at 76. I screwed it up. So Oberyn beat the Hound. That I can get behind. I think I voted for the Hound. I voted against Oberyn like the whole time.
I don't know if you know this, but Oberyn's very good at getting through armor.
I don't know if you know this, but you kill our children. I don't know if you know this, but he's really bad at killing Cleganes.
Only because he lets him.
Yeah, if you didn't keep playing to the audience.
Although
sorry, did I remind you of Pedro Pascal's head exploding?
He's still dead.
They're
They just
both.
brought him back to life, but I mean, he
Yeah,
killed
but
him.
whose head does he have? That's what I'm wondering.
Bobby B's.
Yeah, Robert Baratheon's. That is a huge theory because
They
he's
just
named
kept it on
Robert
ice
Strong.
for a while.
That is a
need that
huge
later.
theory. Also,
Sir Duncan the Talls. Imagine.
is that a theory too?
No.
Oh, Rob Stark's head. That's a theory.
Yeah, but I don't know if his head would fit. I think that's
Well,
like
and then a
bigger
bunch
guy.
of because Cersei has a bunch of dwarf heads, so that's another one. It's one
They
of a
do have
random
big
dwarf
heads.
head. Yeah,
I love that.
it's just a random
Guy.
dwarf head. Yeah, it's the largest body ever. The dwarf personality gets to take over. He's like, I'm huge for a second. All right. Okay. So where were we at? Yeah. So Oberyn beats the Hound. We can move on. We don't even need to talk about Halfhand beating Corbray, right? Like that's the most boring fight we have all around too. All right. Selmy beating Drogo 69 but percent.
That
How do you
makes
guys
sense.
feel? I think that it should have been a stomp. Selmy should be like 98.
Well, probably, but Drogo got through first round, which I don't think he would. So you got to figure
Against
people are still
Jorah?
going to be, yeah. You
You
got to
know
figure
what?
people are still going to be riding that train.
Can I guess what Jekka's argument is? Is that your argument?
Look
Is
at that
that-
mustache.
Is that your whole argument? Would you be
Damn.
able to mess with a guy with a mustache like that? It's like braided.
Oh yeah.
If a dude who was dressed like that walked into a bar, everyone would be like, what?
Hold on to it. Like handlebars.
I can ride my Drogo with no handlebars. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but I mean, right? It's Barristan Selmy. Let's get real.
He's one of the tops.
Yeah, but of course he
Everybody
gets
say
killed
that.
by a bunch of harpies. Got it.
Nice guy.
All right, where were we? Is everyone cool?
Brienne.
Barristan, Drogo, we're good. Okay. Arthur beating Brienne. I mean, if Brienne's going out to Arthur Dayne, I don't think it's a tragedy.
She would happily do it.
Sword of the Morning.
Yeah, but also Brienne the beauty. All right, Brienne of fucking top.
Swords.
Swords of Brienne. Sword of the Morning. Space sword. That's all you do. Who's pulling your string, man? There's a snake in my boot. Okay, I mean, like I said, I think I voted for Brienne. I want to say I did because Brienne's alive and Arthur Dayne got killed by Crannogman.
Well,
we don't really know. Arthur Dayne's alive and he's Mance Rayder. Fight me.
Arthur Dayne is somewhere.
I think he's dead.
Watch, he shows up in snow.
Oh God! Don't even talk about it. That show got canceled so fast, didn't it? I don't think that they're making it. Well, I hope they don't. All right, so Arthur Dayne beat Brienne. I love Brienne, but if she's gonna go down, she's gonna get beat by anybody. It's the guy who, let's just say, goes pretty far in this bracket. All right, let's keep moving. Rhaegar beat Syrio. This is another boring fight.
This is a hard one though.
Really? It was hard for you on this one?
I mean, I went Rhaegar, I think, but Syrio's he's a water dancer.
It's true.
It's that style. It works well against armored knights. Same thing with Oberyn. That unorthodox style is not what they're used to.
Yeah, you're right on that.
Sneaky tricks.
Tricks of
Sorry, is that a Nabba from Dragon Ball Z Abridged reference, or was that just where my head is? Okay,
No,
let's just be where my
Tricks. It was a Tricks reference.
Oh yeah,
With the rabbit.
Yeah, I knew that, but I think that everybody is obsessed with the same extremely obscure stuff I'm obsessed with. It's like a weird problem I have.
It's a very specific problem.
Yeah, it's a goof. I'm a goofy guy. I'm gonna actually download my Rhaegar picture so we can use them. So give me a second here, guys. I'm working on it. Right, meow. This is bad TV.
So how about that, Rhaegar, huh?
Unprofessional.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I know. It's really unprofessional. I'm going
You know, they
to...
never used to,
Yeah,
they used to just call it the chest area. It was after the Battle of the Trident that they started to call it a cavity.
Oh, that's actually really funny. All right, we got good old naming an entire river after this guy dying. Rhaegar. The Ruby Ford. Oh, it's just a fjord. I do like afterwards they called it cavity. That was a pretty good joke. So Rhaegar beating Syrio. So did you vote Syrio on this one? Did you when we went through it? Did you vote, Joe? Did you participate?
Yeah, I'll tell you who I voted for.
Oh, you're whipping it out. You're whipping out your precious.
I think I did. I voted for Rhaegar probably, but I'm a stan.
Jack, are you going through voting in all of them so you can then show up your focus?
I voted for most of them.
I know you voted sometimes because you commented sometimes, but other times I know you didn't.
Sometimes I was just like, oh shit, he's gonna get mad if I don't.
Yeah, I will, and I did. Well, as Joe looks things up, this was a really cool one. So we had a Victarion beating Jaehaerys I with 60.
I voted for Rhaegar.
You voted Rhaegar. Okay, well there we go. Jaehaerys getting beaten by Victarion GreyJoy. Jekka, what's up?
Oh, just going back to the last one. I'm pretty sure I voted against Rhaegar for everything because he did a stupid thing.
Because he sucks.
Because the most deadly thing in the Game of Thrones is to fall for a Stark.
Yeah.
Die.
So this is Jekka, by the way, for all the audience. This is the least Stark fan ever. Like, she just hates the Starks. Yeah. I got my sports shirt on because I thought it would be funny. Because no one who's listening to this so far thinks I like sports. But I do. I actually like some sports.
Actually, I'm aware that you like sports.
Yeah, I know. I meant the 1.5 people watching. There's more than that.
Is that a short joke?
What do you have? Hobbits? Is it Hobbits?
Yeah, we got Hobbits.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dags, we got Dags.
you like
Victarion, Dags, you like Dags? Victarion over Jaehaerys.
Dogs.
Is this another really dogs? Is this another really boring fight for you guys? Dragon hand versus the dragon.
The claw.
I went Victarion, but I'm surprised by how many people
went Jaehaerys.
No, it went Victarion. Like I thought it'd be closer.
There was a second there where Victarion made it to the finals. Like he did really freaking good. Like we're gonna get to it, but his next fight flipped like overnight. Like yeah, we'll get to it, but I had one bracket where I had him ahead of the person, and then when I went back to it the next day, it was like, oh, oops, it flipped overnight. That kept happening. All right, we're done with round 2. This is freaking quarterfinals, guys. Whoa. So we got Bobby B. No. Wait, what? Victarion beat Jaehaerys. Where am I at? Yeah, I went ahead here. Okay, so we got Jaime versus Bobby B, which was I was so ready for that fight. The war for Cersei's C-word. That's a quote from the book. Oberyn versus Qhorin. Qhorin has no business being in that fight, I don't think. Barristan versus Arthur Dayne. Rhaegar versus Victarion. This is a heck of it. So that is a Jaime quote. I wouldn't have just came up with such a vulgar thing when he goes, oh, and I could have stole you from Robert and he would have went to war. The war for Cersei's blank. And you know how hard it was not to name it that? The war for Cersei's blank. I had to fuck myself. Hey, Bran the Broken. That's all you threw out. All right. Where are we? Were we doing a thing? Hi. What's up? What are we doing? I was saying hi to myself. King Robert beat Jaime with 56%. This is when I was like, okay, Robert is a contender. because I thought Jaime was gonna win, but as soon as like Robert won, I'm like, homeboy can go all the way. I started totally second guessing everything.
Unless there's a boar.
Yeah, boar on the floor.
I voted for Jaime.
I did too.
Jaime should've won.
I think I did.
I don't remember who I voted for.
You didn't vote. King Robert, yeah, King Robert beat 56. That is super close too, though. That is like, woo, 56%. And then, yeah, Oberyn beat Qhorin 88. Qhorin Halfhand, thanks for showing up.
You got far.
But if you're losing the semifinals with 88%, maybe you shouldn't have made it to the semifinals. That's all I say. Like, these should all be 60, right? Like, if am I just crazy thinking that? But if there's like a queen suite after round 2, somebody snuck in. Arthur Dayne over Selmy. So this is the finals, right? Like, I thought of it like whoever wins Arthur Dayne over like versus Barristan Selmy wins the tournament. Like, I thought of it as the finals. Okay, Jekka isn't a fan of Arthur Dayne, but Joe,
I just don't get it.
he's the sword of the morning.
He's got this dope moon sword made from a meteorite.
What are you not getting here? It's made of a meteor.
It like glows.
It's probably Lightbringer. It most likely is the sword that ended the long night to begin with. Like, it's most likely the legendary sword of Azor Ahai. No, come on.
And it will be the sword that unites the kingdoms.
Yeah. What do we do? Come on. You even read the books?
Books?
Yeah. I did like in the group chat, you're like, I hope these books aren't long, like you said like 2 hours ago. I was like, yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, so Arthur Dayne, Selmy 69%. Nice. I mean, I think that's a good showing. I would have been cool with anyone winning this one.
Yeah, I would have liked to see them actually fight in real life.
Oh yeah. They sparred. They're brothers of the Kingsguard.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, really going at it and see, because they'd be close. Like that's gonna be like a, somebody so well, kind of thing. That battle would be a fucking long war.
Yeah, overrated. His sword is cute. I like her. Cool. I like this though. Is this they're fighters or their swords?
Both.
They're fighters with their swords. And also this exact argument Gerald Dayne makes, where people are like, oh, he's the greatest knight of all time. He's like, he had the greatest sword. Like, that's what his jealous cousin even says. Like, whatever, he had a famous sword. I do think Arthur Dayne's overrated, but apparently he's really overrated because he freaking stomped all the way through this tournament. Like, nobody's business. So, Arthur Dayne, yeah, beating Barristan Selmy. Oof. Rhaegar beat Victarion with 55. I had Victarion winning, and overnight, right before I made the next one, I had to not put this bracket up because I was going to do the bracket right before my 7 a.m. poll, my time. But I looked at it right before I was going, and I'm like, oh, all right, Victarion moving on. Rhaegar beat him by like a vote. And yeah, Victarion almost made it, guys. I can't believe Rhaegar making it into the semifinals is...
I voted for Rhaegar.
You flipped it. Flipped it all. Oh, I think that's insane to me. I think Rhaegar was on borrowed time after round 1. I think Jon Snow should have beat him. All right, any thoughts on Rhaegar squeaking by like Chadwick the Mouse?
No. It's 57-43 now.
Oh. Are you texting somebody? Like, oh, are we still doing a show? Like, yeah.
No, I'm proving that I voted.
You voted Victarion? Do you want me to? I could show that I voted Victarion. I know I did. Everyone knows I did. I got a big hard on for Greyjoys. I just do. All right. So we get Bobby B. Oberyn versus and Arthur Dayne Rhaegar. One of these guys is not like the other. Rhaegar. Yeah. Bobby B, Oberyn, like literally one vote. This is another one where I had to give more time because I gave a whole day for this because Oberyn and Bobby B wouldn't stop being 50%. They were exactly 50. Joe, you probably remember me in the group chat where I'm like, can more people vote for this? So it was like 30%, and it was 15 votes versus 15 votes. Or it was 30 votes, I mean, and it was tied. Yeah.
Oberyn.
Yeah. And so they were like tied. And then I put it out to the group chat. I'm like, can people please vote? And I asked a couple other people, like, can you guys please vote? I looked again. 12 votes later. Tied again. I'm like, how did that even... How did 6 people come in? Like, it didn't stop being tied. So I literally waited until the minute I was going to post it. And I was like, okay, boom. So that's my insane story how Oberyn barely beat King Robert. I voted King Robert. I think he would have just stopped, like, ran through, and he's like, oh, I'm going to dance around you and poke. And he's like, nope, get out of my way. I think he would have just ran right through Oberyn.
A spear is a lot like a boar.
Arthur Dayne has let Rhaegar win a joust before, so he probably would have let him win because he's not allowed to fight his princey, his little prince.
I think Oberyn is fast and he's sneaky fast, a little flipper,
sneaky little viper,
a little viper,
and he a freak.
Thank you, Joe. Thanks for coming on. I read all the books. Do you know all this stuff? I know all this stuff. What do you got? He a freak, yo. Thanks, Joe.
He is a freak. But no, the Red Viper, I mean, like I said, his style versus Armored Knights.
Yeah, but Robert doesn't fight like an Armored Knight. He charges at you like a rhino and bashes through your chest.
But then even more, like the way that Oberyn fights, he's constantly moving. He's constantly dodging, shifting. Robert's swinging a heavy-ass hammer. How many blows is it going to take before he starts to tire out?
You said like 2 fights ago that he swings a hammer like he swings a sword. And right, you're like, it's so heavy and he's going to get so tired. Yeah.
Eventually you get tired. In a one-on-one fight versus another knight, it's a little different. But when your opponent is dancing around you and you're a bigger, slower guy, eventually...
You're saying that this is a Mountain versus Oberyn all over again?
Yeah.
I don't think so. But apparently more people thought so. 52% thought so. And then Arthur versus Rhaegar. Thanks for showing up, Rhaegar. Thanks for knocking Victarion out of this fight, because Arthur Davis Victarion would have been a heck of a fight. And Rhaegar shows up to get freaking Sword of the Morning space sorted. Boo. All right, we made it to the finals.
I voted for Arthur Dayne.
Yeah, I know.
This is one of the ones I didn't vote for.
This is Victarion. I keep saying Victarion. Victarion, I think would have been a much better fight.
It's called Vicky.
Good old Vicky Vic. Good old Vicky. My lady. I'm going to now go down and find what the actual final was, because, of course, when I typed all this up, it was the day that I put out the final fight, so I don't have it recorded. Now there's a lot more votes, but so the final was Arthur Dayne versus Oberyn Martell, so it was hype versus hype, and yeah, Arthur Dayne, 83%, 17. Jekka just don't get it.
I just don't get it.
Have you
seen Oberyn Martell depicted in the program? Like,
if it was played by somebody who wasn't Daddy Pascal,
I don't know. He would have. I don't know.
Oberyn in the book's like such a small character in comparison. Like he's like 3 chapters. No. Well, yeah, but he's like 3 chapters. He's got like a couple really good scenes, but that's really it. Yeah, when you got through it, you're like, I'm almost done with this book. Like Viper and the Hound is like 2 chapters away, and we don't even meet the Viper yet. Yeah, it sneaks out of nowhere.
Pedro
And then
was
he
just
shows
so
up.
sexy. They were like, put more of him in there.
Yeah.
People want him. And they did.
So we got this guy playing Oberyn. George, can you write more stuff for Oberyn? Because you should see this guy. Joe, what do you think of our final with Arthur Dayne space sorting his way through Oberyn with like 80%?
I mean, he's
83.
the sword of the morning.
I just don't get it.
It's got electrolytes. It's the sword of the morning. It's what Arthur Dayne craves. How do you get this?
Arthur Dayne was renowned for his fighting abilities.
Yeah, and Oberyn wasn't.
No, he was. But
you don't get a nickname like the Red Viper if you're
I think that
renowned.
Well, I got the nickname like the Red Viper because he poisoned people.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because he was just a wonderful fighter, but
Arthur Dayne, what's his real big win? Killing the Smiling Knight, right? That's his big in the Kingswood Brotherhood. I think that's like his biggest win. Which I'm not saying that. I mean, we don't. The guy said that Smiling Knight was the mountain of his day, and he was chivalry and insanity all rolled into one person. And like Smiling Knight sounds terrifying, but that's like Arthur Dayne's one fight.
To be fair, Oberyn probably would win this fight just because Oberyn's not as basic to morals.
Yeah.
He's not as he's not like, oh, we need to fight honorably.
If we believe what the maesters say, where a Cratting man killed freaking Arthur Dayne by trickery, well then Oberyn would kill Arthur Dayne by trickery.
And I assume that they're really talking about no, it's
Howland Reed.
Yeah,
Reed. So it said the Cratting men.
Yeah, but I mean like specifically, like Howland Reed specifically, and about the fight at the Tower of Joy or whatever. And that's just the stories that they're told.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody was there
to know that Howland Reed actually skin changed into all the other knights. he controlled Oswell Went and Gerald Hightower to fight him. Because Howland Reed apparently is like, who's the brown wizard? Ratatat the brown from
Gandalf.
No, the brown.
No, he's the gray and the white.
No, I'm about that much of. It's Radagast. I know nothing about Lord of the Rings, but he's like Howland Reed. I picture like some crazy nature wizard. That's all I got.
I know somebody who knows a bunch about Lord of the Rings. Maybe he'll pipe in and then chat.
Maybe. Hey. Yeah, Radagast. I got it right. Oh, that's not even the person you thought. Thank you. You're great. Thanks. I think we got this. I think we're done. It was a popularity contest, and the most, according to Gerald Darkstar Dayne, who is the emo kid of A Song of Ice and Fire, and also the cousin of Arthur Dayne, who says he's just some overrated knight. He was right, because he apparently is. Arthur Dayne just stomped all the way through the tournament because everybody loves space swords, because we're all Sokka fans.
You mean on a Star Wars channel, people like space swords?
We're not a Star Wars channel anymore. I moved completely to A Song of Ice and Fire channel. I tried all this other stuff. Tried to do Star Wars fighting games, The Wire every once in a while. People wanted A Song of Ice and Fire. They've spoken. I was doing my bitch Brian. I'm good at other stuff. I can't poop by myself, but I'm good at other stuff. All right, we gonna want to say bye. Jekka, thank you for showing up. This was a really good show, and I'm glad that you agreed to do it. And Joe, I'm glad that the guy who I never get to don't ever do shows with from the stream, I was like, hey, if I did this, and you're like, I'm 1,000% down. I'm like, oh, cool, yes, I get to do a show.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
go check out Joe's part of the Multiverse of Geekdom, and which is a channel that is a member of the Benverse, who I do show that picture up all the time. But yeah, it's kind of like I don't know. I want to say that we're like cousin channels because Don doesn't show up today, but sometimes he does.
Don's that uncle.
Yeah,
Don's oversleeps family.
He did message me a little bit ago. Oh yeah, he could have just clicked it. Ending now. There you go. I wasn't looking down at my phone, man. Sorry, Don. All right. I'll have to send him a voice message. Thank you guys, everybody, for watching. Go check out Multiverse of Geekdom. Jekka, you don't have a YouTube channel yet. You keep threatening to make one.
I'm good. Make you all listen to me.
Get on it. All right. Yeah. Thanks, everybody, and thanks for being part of the polls, and thanks for all the support I've gotten for this little venture, specifically the Song West and Fire Tournament. It went really well. All right. Bye. Peace.